Self-control starts with a B minor 7th chord. That is 6 space 6 6, and I'm going to play that chord using a first finger that's flattened off. Our right hand is not using any plectrum, and we've got a clean tone with some chorus on. Now I'm using a variety of thumb and chord, so I'll be calling that bass using your thumb, and then chord using your fingers, which is the middle notes of the chord. So bass, chord, bass, and then as we play the chord again, we're going to be hammering on to 8th fret using our 3rd finger on the G string. We're then going to be going to an E flat chord. It looks like this: 6, 5, 3 on the A, D and G strings, and I'm using 3 fingers. It's quite a stretch. Then our fill is 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 5, 6, 5, 4. So then we have a chord that slides down, and that is 8 on the G and 10 on the D at the same time. So far we have our first chord on our actual verse loop is an A flat major 7. Now I'm a big fan of Justice Dare, so I'm going to steal one of his hammer-ons for this chord. This isn't in the actual song, but I really like it. This is A flat major 7, which is 4 space 5 5 4 using my thumb over the top of the guitar. Now I'm doing hits on my right hand on beats 2 and 4 sometimes, so and what Justice Dare does is he hammers on to 6th fret on the B string from the 4, so from 4 to 6 using his pinky. Then we're coming down to an F minor 7th chord. F minor 7 is first finger flattened over the whole of 1st fret with 3rd finger on the 3rd fret of the A string. Now there's a little hammer on there, I'll walk you through that. So it's going to be bass, chord, another bass, and then we're going to do a hammer on the D string. Now this is from 1 to 3 using your pinky on the D. Then we're going to play the A string after that, so it's After that, we're coming back to our B flat minor 7 chord, which is again 1st finger over all of 6th fret. And we're going to be doing another series of fills here. We're going to be hammering on the 6th to the 8th fret on the G string. And then we're going to be doing it again on the D string. I'm going to show you that one more time. So that's bass, chord, bass, fill, bass, chord, bass, fill. We're coming back to our E flat chord here. So that's 6, 5, 3 on the A, D, G strings. We've already played this one. And here's our next fill. So that's from the 5 and the 3 on the D and G strings, and we're going to slide them up. The middle finger goes up 1 fret, and the first finger goes up 2 frets. And then you come back to the 5 and 3 again, and then do that one more time, but end up here. So it's only 5 and 3, and 6 and 5. That concludes our verse for this. I'm going to play you a full take of the verse to give you a sort of feel. Try and play along. Throughout that verse, I'm trying to use my right hand to do little drums on 2 and 4 throughout that sequence. If you're struggling to put those drums into your own playing, simplify the chords and take away the fills. So that would just leave it to be A flat major 7, F minor, B flat minor 7, E flat. And just try and play chords and drums. Drums being the right hand percussion on the guitar. Once you've got both of those elements together, try adding in the fills. As you're trying to add the fills in, it needs to sound really relaxed. So try and keep all of the notes going as long as possible, let them ring out. It should feel really relaxed. The next chord sequence is actually the bridge, and it's just before the solo. The chords here change and they sound so nice. It's going to be B flat minor 7 again, so that would be all of 6th fret. Then we're going to go to a C sharp major 7. Now this is a new chord, which is going to be first finger on the 9th fret of the thickest E string. Then 2 10s in the middle of the guitar, the D and the G strings. So first chord. Then we're going to A flat chord up here. It's the same shape as our E flat chord. So that would be 11th fret on the A string, 10th fret on the D string, and 8th fret on the G. Then we're going to play it an octave lower on the thicker strings. It's still an A flat chord, but it's just going to be 4, 6, 6 as a power chord. On the thickest 3 strings, 4, 6, 6. And we're going to loop that 4 times. I'm going to teach you the chords underneath the solo for self-control first, and then we'll look at the solo itself. The solo is a little bit shreddy, so we're going to look out for that. The chords to start with are A flat major 7. We want to get a really nice big full sound on our A flat major 7. So 4 space 5 5 4. The really easy change into the next chord, because it's C minor 7. C minor 7 has a lot of the fingers already on the same chord. C minor 7 is 3 5 3 4, and I'm barring that first finger in the middle 4 strings of the guitar. The next chord is a G flat 13 chord. Really fancy chord, but it's lovely as well. Our first finger is on 2nd fret of the E string. Then we're going to skip a string and play 4 on the D, 3 on the G, and 4 on the B. Gives a bit of a darker sound, but it's really nice. And our last chord is our F minor 7 again, the same one as in our verse. So it's 1, 3, 1, 1, 1, 1. 2, 3, 4, C minor 7. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. G flat 13. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. F minor 7. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. So there, I'm arpeggiating my chords, or just playing a broken chord nice and quickly, because this is the biggest moment in the song, really. We're trying to make it sound as sparkly and as beautiful as possible. We're doing 2 strums per chord. For our solo, we're going to use a plectrum rather than our fingers for the first time in this song, and I believe it's actually a vocal solo, but I've transcribed it onto guitar and it sounds great. We're going to start with 16th fret, and we're going to slide it to 18th fret on the B string. If you want to put some distortion on for this and maybe a bit of delay, I think it sounds really effective. The vocal solo itself has a lot of gain on it, it sounds very fuzzy. So, from the 16th fret on the B string up to the 18th. Then we're going to come back to the 16th fret and then play the 13th fret on the same string. Then we're coming to the 15th fret of the G and then the 13th fret of the G. Then we're going to play 15 on the D, and then that was 15, 17, 15, 13 on the G string. I'm sliding up to the 17th and then back to the 15th. So far our first bar sounds like this. Our next little phrase is quite a short one. 15 to 17 on the G string, slide it. Use your middle finger to play 16th fret on the B, and then come back to 13th fret on the G. Our next bar is 16th fret up on the E string, so it's a nice big jump. And then back to 15, 16th fret on the B, 13th fret on the E, and then 15 to 17 on the G. So far the solo sounds like this. Then we're going to play 13 on the G, then 16 on the B, and then 15 on the D. And then we're going to play 15 on the G again, and we're going to bend it up, bring it back down, and then go to 13th fret. If you've never done a bend before, a couple of nice rules to try and keep on track of. Keep your thumb nice and high on the guitar so you've got something to grip with. Use your fingertips and use as many fingers as you can get behind this string. If you can use 3 fingers, it'll sound nice and strong and very in control. And if you're using 1 finger, it'll feel like a really big struggle to push that note up there. Our next bar is probably the hardest bar in the solo. It's going to start with a 13 on the G, nice and quickly moving on to the 16 on the B. That's a bend up, then a bend back down. Then 13 on the B. Then 15 on the G, bend up, bend back down, go back to 13. Our last bar in the solo sounds like this. That's 13 on the G, 15, 13, 15 on the D, back to 13 on the G, and then 15th fret bending up, putting vibrato at the top of the bend and keeping it there. Our outro is the exact same chords as in our solo, so that's A flat major 7, C minor 7, G flat 13, F minor.